Yeah, I'm looking at like, let's see. Here's Fluke.
It's really hard to discern what someone is doing in their years of experience, and you don't really know. So when I see jobs saying,
You know what this also sounds like? This sounds like a CEO. No, I'm just telling you right now, a lot of fans don't know how to play the game of 3D chess. I'm telling you how 3D chess is being played right now.
3 years experience.
Do you want to know what they're doing? I'll show you. Here. You want to know this thing? Let's look on Google. This is what it's called. Search up hentai. This is what they're doing right now. That's what people are doing right now. They have no time to think about this objectively. See that face? That's perfect. I'm not being paid my worth. That's Joshua Fluke's face, by the way. Oh no! Trust me, the rich get a free buffet of I'm gonna exploit the shit out of the poor now because they procrastinate too much with their cell phones. That is the problem. Everyone's like, procrastination is the smallest issue. So no. Procrastination is the biggest issue in America. What happened? Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
What everyone's doing with those 2 to 3 years experience. Someone took 3 years to learn this, and it took someone else 30 days. Have you ever gone to work and you've had a coworker
Yeah.
who's been there way longer than you, but he's coming to you to ask you questions, and
Exactly. This is how a college professor feels on his days. You see that meme right there? Perfect. That's what I'm talking about, wasting money right now. Yeah, that's why you go to data camp, you go to these other classes for insurance. I might as well read a book, I'm not sure. Look, I'm just telling you, reality sucks. Especially if you're poor as fuck. You have to think about how to approach the school system very conservatively. I think rich people can move a little bit more liberally with cash and make money. But the thing is, like, I don't, like, there's cheap ways, right? Really cheap ways to, like, start a business with, like, $0. Regardless of size, right? But it takes too long. Do you know why it takes too long? Because because it might take, like, a decade before you get your money. I don't know if that's worth it. There is a moral argument against them doing that. And the reason why is because you short everyone and you make it out. If you move quickly with cash, at least you're helping the poor a little bit more, right? Yeah, they can move conservatively for all eternity while they burp. That's what the rich can do. The game is too rigged in favor of the rich now. Just look at how long much they procrastinate. You want to know why? Look at the correlation. How much we procrastinate is correlated with how big the wealth-income inequality gap is, actually. Yeah, a lot of Bernie's problem can be tied to people procrastinating too much on their phones. Yeah, the deeper the gap, the more they procrastinate, right? Compare that to back then. Yeah, I'm telling you, people procrastinate way less back then, and the wealth inequality gap was like very, very small. I'm just telling you right now, this type of stuff you have is not helping you solve the wealth inequality crisis. It doesn't matter which side you're on. Yeah, I'm sorry. You guys aren't really spending your time doing anything productive. That's kind of why the wealth inequality gap exists. It's the universe trying to tell you dick around too much, guys. You are the product of your choices. So this stuff, I'll show you how Joshua Fluke, again, here's more proof of Joshua Fluke being the CEO's best friend. You know who this sounds like? A CEO who's trying to game the system and control job applicants in a specific way so they can artificially set up a price cap. Exact same advice. You have no idea. People have no idea how 3D chess works. This is 3D chess right here. Now, this could be in the employee's favor if they talk to Joshua Fluke first about giving back to the community. Do you know the chances of that, of his fans doing that, is 0? And because of that, this now goes in the CEO's favor where he can use that against the job applicants and now lowball them eternally. Now, you don't talk to Joshua Fluke and say, I'm paying them nothing, right? You say, I'm interested in lowering the salary cap by maybe 10 or 50K. Can you do that, Joshua Fluke? Yeah, maybe I can. Let's start there. Let's start with a long-term pro. How about I give you some more prospects, Joshua Fluke? I'll give you some money. Maybe start out of a boot camp, right? I have these secret connections to these CEOs. All of a sudden, you don't have to use any of those Joshua Fluke tricks. Yeah, people don't know how to play this game. I do, because I used to see people do these tricks all the time in the office. They just don't know how to describe it.
Slick and it's dangerous. In today's video, I was going to talk
Yep.
about some crappy HR experiences that I...
To tell you the red flags, so this is the employer basically saying, I want to hire someone for $15 an hour, but I want to make them look clean as possible when they go to the interview process. But I don't want to tell the job recruiters I'm trying to fuck them over. I'm trying to figure out how to legally not hire job recruiters. This is how Joshua Fluke is the CEO's best friend. My goal is to fool the job recruiters into basically believing they're hireable, because I know the job recruiters are deceptive as fuck. Yeah, this is how you play the game of deception. Get to the CEO faster means CEO doesn't have to spend money on the job recruiters. Yeah. Like I said, as a job applicant, you need to give back to Joshua Fluke. You need to give back to the rich, whatever. It doesn't have to be Fluke exactly. Yeah. This again helps the CEO as well. Right? A sane CEO. Let me put that in a context.
fancy intros for this. I'm having fancy...
You know what this is code for? This is, I need to help. I want to give back to I want to keep a company like the CEO like more incentivized to give people developer jobs later on, right? So what you do is you engage in entrepreneurship, right? That's how the system works. Right? You need to help Joshua Fluke later on. Maybe you want to sell him a product, right? Or whatever it is, right? You want to sell, maybe start a business using Amazon Cash, right? So instead of being comfortable stuck as a developer, right? So if you're a smart CEO, you want to convince these web developers to get the fuck out of your company, start your own company, right? Start their own company so you can maybe gain more power or maybe not purchase from a supplier, right? Yeah, this is how Joshua Fluke is the CEO's best friend. A smart one, not a dumbass one. That's a joke. There are no dumbass rich billionaire CEOs like the ones Joshua Fluke mentioned. That is the exact joke. That's the whole point. This is only geared towards certain ass-fag CEOs that are the only ones doing hiring decisions anyways.
On stream and be like, do you think I'm going to have a scene or something right now, and you just want me to get me out so this doesn't happen? Because all I wanted to do was say goodbye to what I thought was my friend. And 2 weeks later, after
This is the type of story I would sell
are you okay?
to get people to leave corporate.
Hang out, play paintball and video games. Don't worry.
It's a really, really smart maneuver.
So,
And a smart gambit.
your coworkers are not your friends. Occasionally they can be.
Exactly. That is exactly the kind of environment I would want to artificially keep the prices of the jobs low. Do you want to know why I don't care? Because I just want the illusion. Initially. You don't talk about it. Oh no, and the best part is you still have to buy into Joshua Fluke stuff because if you want these jobs and you're desperate, you might have to purchase Joshua Fluke's products. Yeah, this is a smart idea. Here's what I think. They should hire him as a business consultant. He can give more of the same advice, but you want to gear it towards in the CEO's favor, right? So the CEO, like in return for Joshua Fluke, right, helping you, you're lowballed at a salary. He already does that, doesn't he? I've repeated it before. Right? Instead of one senior programmer, I am hiring like 2 junior developers or whatever, right? Because you got in through the back door. Makes sense, right? Your goal is to make sure that discount gets higher and higher. Slowly, right? You're not the guy who's like, oh, I'm going to pay you 8 all of a sudden. You're not that kind of guy. Hey, better than nothing. Yeah, I'm not a... Look at that. Junior developer jobs. This is how you... Now, people wonder, well, this doesn't help the CEO out. It depends on how you fib it. So let's say you're trying to replace a senior developer. You're a junior developer right now, right? You say being a junior developer sucks. So do you want to know how this helps the people? That's if the people don't procrastinate. You know that's not going to happen. You know, absolutely they're not going to do jack shit. You know how this helps? The guys like, hey, Josh, they have to come to Joshua Fluke first, talk to him and say, hey, I need you to help me get a senior developer job. Can you help me network, right? I want to get paid exactly this 200, 300K range. You know what? How it happens at the rich move first on this? Hey, I really care about this junior developer. I want to help him move up, right? And then get Joshua Fluke to poke for him. This is how you move up. So what does the rich say? In return, I want you to lowball him. Like, instead of 100K, like 300, I'm going to 200. Give or take. Can you do that? Joshua Fluke's like, actually I want 100, right? They barter until like, 150. This is how you lowball the shit out of people. No promotions. If you go to Joshua Fluke first, like, well, maybe I want to get promoted to like 500 or 700, right? This is how you move. This is how the slick rich people move. Yeah, you pay him first, he's going to be loyal to whoever pays him first, right? That's the game Joshua Fluke plays. Just got a business proposition. This is how you move and kill people, by the way. And you know why? Joshua Fluke's out. Now, Joshua Fluke's hands are free of any guilt, right? He's just doing his job. They know they're getting scammed, right? I put that in quotation marks, right? Because it's a slow kill, right? No, if I was Fluke, I wouldn't talk about this ever at all publicly. Because it's okay. It's legal, right? You keep your deal secret. Joshua Fluke's a smart guy. He shelved these videos in the back. Now CEOs can start poking him in secret now if they watch these vids. Now this is I respect people like who do these things. Look at that. How to apply. Look, apply as a junior developer. The funny thing about YouTube videos or anything is like I talk about a bunch of topics forever.
Let's jump right into this. All right, Salt Lake City, this is required.
You know what's funny? I think I started doing this because I lost interest in interacting with people. And like everything else abandoned me. I don't know. So look at this shit. This is Joshua Fluke. He's telling you how to apply for this, right?
Looking to study SQL, you could do...
So let's say you're Amazon. And you know there's a really good artist out there, or whoever the fuck it is, or computer programmer that you know is completely outside the system. Long-term candidate. How do you get them to apply, right? The goal is how to like move these people in your favor. It's the game of chess, right? These people could stab you at any time. It's like the game of allies and, enemies. That's how you start the game. You start it with Joshua Fluke.
Seriously? Talk about
Everyone is writing requirements.
SQL, the NPC.
He's showing you an outline of how to apply, right?
jQuery. Okay. I don't think there's a need for jQuery, but in the interview, like
This is how he starts.
until I get to that interview, and if they're like, well, when can you do an interview? Give yourself
There you go.
some lag time here. Give yourself a week. Like,
So Joshua Fluke, what he does, right? You talk to him, he cues everyone in on what this is. It's perfect because Joshua Fluke looks better now. This is Joshua Fluke's worth right now. He is automation 2.0. This is how you do it. You start. I talked about this before. I'm talking about it now with examples. Look at these vids. Junior developer guide, how to apply. All these tips can be used against the job applicant, right? Long run. We're talking about long run anyways when we're talking about automation. This is how you dig fag. So what ends up happening is you use these employees, once they apply this way, as chess pieces against the employees currently in the corporation to prevent them from getting any promotions. Because they have to work harder to prove themselves to get these junior developer jobs, so you cap the senior developers at that salary level. They don't get any more pay raises. If anything, they get docked down. This is the game that Margaret Thatcher tried to stop. Yeah, conservatives aren't really your best friend. It kind of depends. This is a very deceptive game. It's a really... I wouldn't freak out too much about it. Like I said, life is all about win and losses. Just take what you can. Yeah, it's all about that. Sometimes you get punched in the face. Other days you don't, right? Now, I mean, metaphorically or not metaphorically, right? This world's built for mediocre people. Scott Adams once talked about it. Yeah. Look around. Everyone knows this world was built for mediocre as fuck people. Yeah, mediocre. Look at this. I don't know whether it was Win Bigley or something. They mentioned this quote one time. And that is what this means. That is officially what it means. Yeah, something like this. Mediocrity, lots of it. I might be taking out of context, but I know he mentioned something on mediocrity in a lot of ways. Yeah, it is. Expect yourself to make deals where people kick you in the nads. That is mediocrity, right? It docks you down. Expect that, right? At some point in your life, right? Otherwise, why else would you be mediocre? That's to be expected. You're mediocre, right? Maybe you make some decision where you're wasting money for nothing. That's called being kicked in the balls. Yeah, I mean, it's legal. It falls under that pretext. Yeah, so that is what I'm talking about. I do not know if see, what I wanted to do basically was go to data camp, go contact someone like this, make it work out for me, and just fade. I wasn't going to be that greedy. Probably start my own business eventually once I get enough connections. I'm not stupid, dude. Yeah, I'm not a stupid dumbass. So you hire Joshua Fluke, or maybe if they even hire him, and then you don't give back? You want the programmers to go broke as fuck? Like, are you stupid? You gotta do some sales too. Pay your fair share. Do what you can. Maybe pay Joshua Fluke back later on. Look, can't just look. This can help you. You see this? This is how Joshua Fluke's used to automate for AWS, if that ever happens.
I'm back, and this is that video.
And you don't just shove the warehouse workers, you shove the programmers too, by the way. Even corporate, they all fade away.
Kind of how working with recruiters is, they want to make.
This is the trick. The 120K, if the CEO comes first, is negotiated down to 90K. Yeah, but it's poison, but the CEO's free from any liability, right? He looks good either way. Yeah. Here's the funny joke. You don't clue the job recruiters in. Eventually, they do get unofficially clued in, which makes the process accelerate. You do these live shout-outs if you don't like your recruiters. If you can't lowball them further. And that helps the job applicants. See, this is the game of chess. So even if you get caught, it doesn't mean anything. The end game is whether they can talk to Fluke and get a higher salary cap. If that doesn't happen and you're more aggressive and they're procrastinate too much, you win. And they just have to accept their demise. Do you know the chances of people procrastinating? 100%. Yeah. So you win either way. If anything, it just goes more in your favor. Billionaires these days are willing to play pretty dangerous games. Especially if there's really no risk in reality. You just tell them why there's no risk. Google can use Joshua Fluke to shove out the programmers within 20 years or so. Oh, automation's even bigger and better than ever. Joshua Fluke style. Yeah, Joshua Fluke regime, whatever you call it. I don't really call it a regime. They'll think it's a regime because people freak out too much. It's just Joshua Fluke doing his job, making this job accessible and affordable to everyone.
I guess project management, kind of like maybe lead dev. I enjoy working with people more than I like coding. I mean, I can code; it's good, but
This is what I like about Joshua Fluke. See, one way that this works in Bill's favor is that people are shy as fuck when they get into developing, right? So how do you take away the facial aspect? You do this. Now you look confident. This is the CEO's way of saying fuck you to the job recruiters he's hiring, and he needs to get rid of them legally somehow. No one's going to protect them, right? The job applicants. So in order for the job recruiters to protect, the government has to do something. The government's not going to do jack shit. You know what he does? Or walks away. That's Joe Biden. No one's going to support you if you expose it. No one will. If anything, the rich just move more aggressively and just funnel more money towards Joshua Fluke faster. Yeah, no one's going to care. That's a scandal? Oh, the education system sucks? What a big scandal, guys. That's going to totally land these billionaires in federal prison. This is such a win-win. Because the joke is if the rich help the poor get the job first, right, then you can lowball the poor. Because it's socially acceptable. I trust me, the Chinese play these dick fag moves all the time. This is a Chinese strategy of I'm biting your ass behind. The sand snake strategy, right? The Python strategy. Like the programming API Python.
as far as there's not really a whole lot of room to grow. The tech stack is antiquated. It's a dinosaur. It's not super popular. Not super in demand. There's a lot of micromanagement going on.
So, tech stacks, these are just formalities. Everything else is just a formality. Just say, just whatever gets you through the process. Yeah, just say if it's antiquated, right? This is useful for the CEO because now he can decide which tech stack's the cheapest. You only want one program. That's the joke about tech stacks. You want, the less API you have, the better for your business, right? You want something super flexible. Do you know who can negotiate for that if you take a chance on Joshua Fluke? Even if he's lowballed, he won't care too much, right? As long as it's sort of in the middle. You could get a mass package deal. You just automate everyone else out. Only 20% of the workforce is required. There's a joke where there's automation. Time to prove that study. That is way cheaper than investing in robotics, by the way. See, I'm going to go make fun of Amazon now because it's funny as fuck. No offense to Amazon. I just think some of your people in corporate deserve to get roasted. This is a waste of time. This is a complete waste of time. You want to know what automation looks like? Automation looks like this. I just want to do a side by side comparison because it's sunny as fuck. This is not automation. Automation is negotiating the salary caps till they die.
That tells humans where to move their hands. And what does the future hold for robotics at Amazon?
This is a waste of time.
In developing the conveyor belt.
You get Joshua Fluke and you start a bar fight with AWS. Robotics goes away, and unfortunately, it could very well be the warehouse workers too. They can go roast me if they want.
You might have to come to the office a couple times. How many years of PHP do you have? If you put anything less than 1, this ain't going anywhere.
This is you want to know why this people have this idea? At the risk of being fired, I don't really care anymore. You want to know why? Because they're from the school system. That's why. Because there's no Dr. Temples in AWS, really. That's the joke. Someone like Temple would have told you that if you gave her a day. This is an irrational idea. You know what you use robots for? Exploring space. Helping you learn stuff faster, right? That is what robotics should be used for. It should not be used for, hey, look, let's create smart warehouses. This is a really dumb idea. Does this help maybe process certain things faster? Like, certain dangerous types of food? Maybe. Okay, then you have a case for robotics. You want to do stuff safe the OSHA way, right? This stuff is a waste of time. Do you want to know? I'm going to tell you a little secret about Amazon. You don't actually have to do rational stuff to make money as a business. You just need to keep the public interested and fascinated by you so they keep investing in you. That's really the trick. That doesn't mean you're doing any actual work that you think does work. This is just advertising for Amazon's products.
These drive unit robots are the busy bees moving packages around.
Yeah, Jeff kind of forgot about that. That you have to sort of sell bullshit to get something real eventually. He forgot to do the filtering process. Yeah, Amazon kind of forgot about that. They just kind of, I think after Jeff left, they just all sort of forgot about that. So, this is very, here we go. Here we go. Here's another thing that helps the SEO. This is funny as fuck. This is like I know I'm saying the same thing, but this is the type of shit Nancy Pelosi pulls off. I hate referencing a bunch of people. I don't know why I feel like I need to reference these people. This is what it feels like talking to Nancy. People wonder, why did Nancy get her position, right? Why is Nancy in office? This is why, because she talks like Joshua Fluke.
That's just not true. A lot of jobs don't even offer a raise every year. Instead,
Nancy plays the stealth game. Okay, so this is what Nancy does. Why getting a pay raise is a joke? You know what she says? Pay raise with Congress is a joke. You want to know what you get? Illegal Chinese cash instead. That is exactly Joshua Fluke's style. Want to get some Jeffrey Epstein cash? And that is what you do. This is what you do with Joshua Fluke. This is how you use him. Right? He gets his pay. He gets what he deserves. He still gets to help people, right? And he gets to shelve people's jobs at the same time. There's plenty of people like this. I bet you can refer you to some friends. Just play this ass fat game of like, I'm helping you programmers paid what you're worth, right? Snip, 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 right? Maybe you get rid of some code interviewing questions, right? Joshua Fluke makes history. Now, if the poor don't move fast, this is kind of what happens. I feel bad, but, I'm screwed and I'm fucked, essentially. Well, the way things are going, right, I don't even know if DataCamp works. I don't even want to know now. I'm just thinking of right now if I should go back or not. This is funny. So I urge all CEOs, they should go look at this video. See if they want to hire Joshua Fluke on board. Hey, Joshua Fluke, can you help me prevent some of my... You start small. Cap some of my programmers from going past 300 or 400K or whatever it is. Can you help me? That's how you start. Look at his vids. It's like perfect. That is the face of automation. And how do you get these people out to help you start your own business? Here you go. Why company loyalty is a joke. Oh, you think Joshua Fluke's your best friend? Absolutely not. He's the richest best friend now, unless you move first. That's respectable, right? You pay Joshua Fluke to shut up about this, right? To not deal with these clients, right? That's what you're supposed to be doing. And all these people are now used as corporate's best friend now. It's a game of chess. Depends on how you use people. They're all now corporate's best friend. Your job's not your family. Your family is your family. And sometimes your family isn't even your family. If Amazon wants to get workers to move the fuck away and start their own business, this is the game you play, the little gaslighting game. I used to bust my ass in company. Now I just do the minimum. You don't know how to convince people? Let's say you're in a situation, there's no work in the office. You know what you do instead of just saying it directly to move the fuck out? You show Joshua Fluke vids. And show them exactly these comments. This is a passive-aggressive way of telling people to leave. If you want to restructure. This is perfect. So I'll show you what Joshua Fluke is. He's Crash Bandicoot, essentially. The rich will move first. That is how it works. Now, if they keep moving, then it just keeps tilting overwhelmingly in their favor. Trust me, you do not always need a corporate simp to automate stuff. Sometimes you need a corporate alpha. Outside the system, right? Different hats, different roles for different times, right? It's pretty, you part on good terms, right? The more you move, the more you part on good terms. I don't care. Like I said, I was planning on maybe getting someone like this guy. I don't know. Maybe I might still, right? I'm just bitching on Facebook. I'm just LARPing. Bruh, right? I don't know. I'm pretty flexible in what I want to do with my life at this point. I don't have any real money. Like, what do I have? 30 to 40 grand in the bank. I don't fucking have enough money to do shit. After I go to school, I'm like 20K, right? That I refuse, right? I'm Asian. I still have to abide by my tradition of having some insurance cash in case fucked up shit happens. You want to know how to get rid of a manager? Passive aggressively, you play Joshua Fluke vids. Do you know who plays this game? People like McConnell. People like Nancy. People like to make fake news about them all the time. And that helps them, actually, because then they can hide their actual capabilities, which is playing reverse psychology games.
Data scientist? Yes. So, your resume says you have 15 years of Python, 30 years of...
This is how you do it. You have the employer, basically, if Joshua Fluke wants to I just have Fluke, forget about the employer. That'd be funny. It's like having Bill Gates be the hiring manager and the job applicant. That would be so passive aggressive. It would be like, I want you to get the fuck out of here. Set up a little photo op. Have Jeff Bezos be the job app. This would be funny. This would be the funniest thing I've seen. Trust me, you know how much money he makes as a corporate? Probably eventually billions. We're in extraordinary times calls for extraordinary measures. You know what this says? Extraordinary time. This is a mediocre measure. Fulfillment centers. This is an extraordinary cheap solution right here. Bruh. This is Joshua Fluke. You do not need... Now the trick is you don't commercialize Joshua Fluke or it's over, right? You gotta keep your cards to yourself and you do this in stealth mode. Just stab everyone at the back with flexing to higher and better paying jobs. Everyone in corporate will know what's going on. They're not fooled, right? They'd be like, maybe I can help these guys go to school. They're not stupid. They know exactly what this game is. But the moment you buy off Fluke first, oh, it's over. Because Fluke would be like, I'm here to reform the boot camps, right? You ever see that Jormungand anime where at the end it's like there's like this whole satellite grid and everyone's brainwashed or some shit like that? Season 2 had something about a computer or something. I think it's anime or something. I don't know. I didn't spell it correctly, but anyways. Look at the ending. It's something about the satellite. I literally... That is basically what this is. Jormungand system, right? This is Joshua Fluke. I actually might play the whole one for this one. Joshua Fluke, Soviet Union style, you guys. Yeah, I'm just gonna play this. This is people realizing they're getting shelved and destroyed. Have I always known Joshua Fluke can be used as a nuclear bomb? Yeah, I have. Do you know why I don't mention that? Because the moment you plainly point it out loud, it's pretty bad. Because there's no way people procrastinating their ass on their phones can fight back. Because their very cell phone is now their worst enemy. Basically. You know who Joshua Fluke is? That's Casper. It's that guy. That's so hard. The CEO is Coco, except the difference is is not insane in thinking this achieves world peace. Minus the insanity. People like to think real life can't possibly get worse is not anime or Dark Souls. Yeah, it is. Now you're about to find out if you haven't done it before and I'm being watched, you're about to find out what kind of shitstorm it is now, buddy. People think nukes are the worst thing out there. No, it depends on how you use people. If you ever wonder what back then was like, this is what back then is like. You wonder why secret societies get formed? This is kind of why. You just learn how to play games with people. Oh, hey, look, automation's going into outer space, guys. Those are Joshua Fluke's little squadron of people who are trying to help people flex to higher paying jobs. That's an aerial strike right there. Yeah, and then there's that speech about, you get rid of nukes, people use hatchets or something, they use lower amounts of weapons. That's kind of how you automate people out. So let's say you get rid of it's a metaphor for salary caps. It can be anyways. That's the game you're playing right now. So you start playing the game of deception where you're like, how's the African job market, right? You ask Bill Gates, he's very deceptive, right? You all know what the actual game is. That's the funny joke. Africa's very peaceful right now. All of these Africans have all free access to education. The joke is free access to education means Amazon jobs get lowered by an average of 20%, right? The salary cap. Oh, look at that. They all talk in the middle of a naval base. That is exactly how you play this game because all the job applicants figure out they're fucked. So what Joshua Fluke does is he hides in a submarine so they can't grab him. That is right. All the union leaders get executed, Joshua Fluke style. Hey man, you want to prove yourself to the corporation? I need you to assassinate some trade union leaders right now. Fluke is free, right? He's like, well, you do what you can to get your employer approval, right? Meanwhile, he roasts some of the lower businesses, which helps some of the bigger businesses retain their monopoly. Joshua Fluke does exactly his fucking job. Everyone walks away scot-free. This is like a kill shot right here. Yeah, terrorism starts because your salary caps, you're now paid $20K a year. Absolutely outrageous. If you're wondering why I know these type of games, because this is kind of what happens when you're outside the education system. You have to play really dangerous games. Why do you think there's all these black market transactions you see in Silk Road? You're hiring them to do exactly this kind of shit. Yeah, you do attack civil servants. It's called chess. 3D chess. This is what you do. You keep talking about all these civil conflicts over private corporations. They start fighting over resources because they're broke as fuck. That helps Bill Gates and his supplier buddies, right? I'm just using Bill Gates because he's got the most memeable face in existence. Because that would be the face of automation in secret. No, it's everyone, you know what I mean? Look at that. Look at that smile. He's going to hide the second. Oh, he didn't hide completely. That's funny. Look at that smile. As a billionaire, you should probably hide from doing this if this is what you're trying to do. Trying to be a dick fag. There's Jeff Bezos. Oh, this only works if Jeff Bezos wants to be Lex Luthor. It's a little face right here. This is Jeff Bezos. This is funny as just have these memes for now. This is why you don't want me as a YouTuber. I just create hellscapes for you guys. Jeff Bezos is flying over the hell is laughing his ass off as they're talking to each other on the phone. They're gonna have these exact same conversations. Yeah, they have to shut down their missile defenses. Oh shit, Josh, the military brass is getting negotiated Joshua Fluke style, right? They're not actually top of the military, by the way. It's code. If you're broke, right, and you're unemployment, you're going to obviously think about air raiding. You have any idea how much cheddar controls everything? Now Okay, I'll just skip here. Here we go. Here we go. That's when they reveal that this is a scam. There you go. They all have that face where they all know exactly what the fuck they're up to. They all pretend they're idealists. That's the joke. That is exactly what you want to do. This is exactly how you communicate automation to people. You ask people. You tell me machines are gonna no. This Joshua Fluke's gonna do that. This is how Joshua Fluke moves. You just hide him in a base because you know they're all gonna go after his ass. Yeah, I'll pay him some extra. Just hide in the naval base, Joshua Fluke. He's making history. This is the sad part. You know, so many of these grads are gonna be out of work if the rich start playing the Joshua Fluke asshole game. No, people just don't know how to move these days. Undershaft, yeah, basically. That's what Joshua Fluke basically did. He just shafted you. He gets to maintain a little monopoly by shelving these businesses. Yeah. You tell Rich that. He might be interested in that proposition. Now, if you're smart and you want to game the system, you don't tell anyone anything. Jeff is there. He's only toll-freeing with Joshua Fluke. Yeah, this is kind of if people wonder if politics, if a Democrat can stop him, nope. Joshua Fluke is for both parties. He's stealth. This is how politics becomes pretty useless. Now you defang politics. You get everyone not to focus on Fluke. This is kind of the strategy for automation. Yeah, this is a long discussion. I'm not going to say I know exactly how Fluke is moving these days. I would not open my mouth if I'm doing this. If you open your